Good evening. Annette Blackwell, 15357 Longville Avenue. Merry Christmas. And to the council that I'm standing in front of, just congratulations to you all those that are leaving, on your next chapter. You guys have been gracious, you've been helpful, you've been mentors, you've been positive, and I've been inspired by you guys. And one of the reasons I chose to run for office is because of the inspiration. I see your commitment, I see your hard work. It's a city that I love, a city that I've called home. I've raised children here, I have a business here, and I care about this city. And each and every one of you, when I made this decision, was totally behind me. And I just want to thank you so much. To Jeff Lansky, the hours of our transition meetings on Thursdays have been interesting. They've been fun, they've been challenging. I drive home thinking, what do I do with that? But your support has just been phenomenal, just from day one. I've known him for a very long time, and you've been a great mentor and a great friend, a friend to my family, a champion for my daughter, and we're very, very appreciative. On behalf of the incoming, this is emotional. Seeing you guys, I get really, there was a lady that was just so emotional coming up here because she loves you guys so much in the presentation. Alex Adams is my council person. He's been a mentor. He's been a foe, but he's been a mentor. And you want him on your side. You don't want him on the other side. I found that out. He's taught me a really good lesson to not get on the other side, but to be, you want him on your side, and you've done that. And for that, I have a lot to be grateful for. To Jackie Albers, who's just been phenomenal, a great mentor. On behalf of the newly elected administration, we have something very special for you. I got something for you later, Jeff Lansky. Not tonight. This is about tonight. not like that. Especially nothing like that. Not roses. You can't give him roses. Just want to give him some back of some of that stuff he gives me on Thursday. I had a chance to get him back. You guys will see. He'll appreciate it. But I just want to acknowledge your years of service, your leadership, and commitment to the city and its residents. Best wishes and God bless. This is for you, lady.
I think we need to party now. Unfortunately, we still have legislation, but we will have a short cake and cupcakes, so don't go away. We'll save one for you, Ken.
Okay. But thank you.
Okay, moving on to the legislation, please.
Ordinance number 2015-82, an ordinance to make temporary appropriations for current expenditures of the City of Maple Heights, Ohio, for the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2016, and declaring an emergency.
This is the second reading.
Resolution number 2015-83. A resolution accepting a funding award from the Cleveland Water Suburban Water Main Renewal, SWMR Project Fund, and declaring an emergency.
May I have a motion to suspend the rules and place this resolution on its third and final reading?
So moved. I'll second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Call the roll to suspend, please.
Brownlee.
Yes.
Trojansky.
Yes.
Agee. Adams.
Yes.
Jones. Yes. Safarati. Jackson.
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Second.
Any further discussion? Call the roll to adopt, please.
Brownlee.
Yes.
Trojansky.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Safarati.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Passed as an emergency by the vote 7-0. 6-0. I'm sorry. Resolution number 2015-84, a resolution authorizing acceptance of the assignment of the contract from Municipal Building Inspection Solutions LLC, MBIS, to Safe Built LLC, and authorizing a 4-month extension of the contract through April 30th, 2016, and declaring an emergency.
May I have a motion to suspend the rules and place this resolution on its third and final reading?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Brownlee.
Yes.
Trojanski.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Separati.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
May I have a motion for adoption?
Second.
Discussion, please.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, John.
this is a 4-month extension for our current building provider, and we need to reassess and reevaluate what services we need to want to provide to the city, and so that's the reason for our 4-month extension.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Brownlee.
Yes.
Trojanski.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Separati.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Passed as an emergency by the vote 6-0. Resolution number 2015-85, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Cuyahoga County entitled Business Retention and Attraction Protocol and declaring an emergency.
This resolution is the first reading.
Resolution number 2015-86, a resolution amending resolution number 2015-08 to make supplemental and final appropriations for current expenses and expenditures of the City of Maple Heights, Ohio, for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2015, and declaring an emergency.
This resolution is also in first reading.
Ordinance number 2015-87, an ordinance to approve the editing and inclusion of certain ordinances as parts of the various component codes of the codified ordinances, to approve, adopt, enact, and publish new matter in the updated and revised codified ordinances, and to repeal ordinances and resolutions in conflict therewith.
This is the first reading.
Ordinance number 2015-88, an ordinance amending section 1494.09 of the codified ordinances of the City of Maple Heights, Ohio, regarding the escrow account requirement to ensure the repair of all code violations upon a sale or transfer of real estate in the City of Maple Heights, and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is going to be sent to committee, the Committee of the Whole.
Ordinance number 2015-89, an ordinance requiring the clerk of council to deliver to the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections a proposed amendment to the Maple Heights Charter to limit the use of photo monitoring devices to detect certain traffic law violations in the City of Maple Heights, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is also going to committee, the Committee of the Whole.
Resolution number 2015-90, a resolution approving the mayor's 2015 financial recovery plan required by Ohio Revised Code section 118.06 for submission to the Financial Planning and Supervision Commission for the City of Maple Heights, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
This resolution is the first reading. Would you turn to your expenditures over $1,000, please? 2015-98 to 101. Are there any questions or concerns? May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Call the roll.
Brownlee.
Yes.
Trojanski.
Yes.
Agee. Adams. Jones.
Yes.
Separati.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Passed 6-0.
Thank you, Council. We now turn to the Mayor's report.
Thank you, Madam President. This evening, Council President Albers and Councilman Adams, and also Councilman Separati, received a proclamation from the Mayor's office, also from my my wife and I, they received a bottle of champagne, except for Councilman Adams, who your second boss, Linda Vopat, said you could not have champagne. So you received something else. And then for me personally, you received a very nice gift from the John F. Kennedy Library. And I hope you enjoy all three, and thank you for your service to our city. You have earned my respect, my gratitude, and a kick you-know-what vacation. You're welcome. First, I would like to express my gratitude to the residents of Maple Heights for the opportunities that they have given me over the years to bring reports and messages at these meetings. My special thanks to everyone here this evening, for this, as you know, is my last report. 2 weeks from now, when I finish my service to this city, I shall lay down the responsibilities of my office as in line with tradition and pass the authority to my successor. This evening I come to you with a message of farewell and to share a few final thoughts with you, my fellow citizens. Like every other citizen, I wish the new mayor and all who labor with her good luck. I pray that the coming 4 years will be blessed with prosperity for all. I have lived here my entire life. I am 55 years old. I have lived here long enough to see the same eyes in different people. I've seen those eyes, and I know those eyes. But I'm supposed to talk about myself tonight, and sometimes people forget history. They forget who and what came before them. Robert F. Kennedy once said, and I quote, "There are people in every time and every land who want to stop history in its tracks. They fear the future, mistrust the present, and invoke the security of a comfortable past, which in fact never existed." Unquote. Let's face it, these past 8 years have not been easy. Rebuilding an entire city from the ground up is not for the faint of heart. It can be an excruciating process. Some see history as high drama and the sounds of trumpets calling, and sometimes it is just that. But I see history as a book with many pages. And each day we fill a page with acts of hopefulness and meaning. A new breeze blows, a page turns, the story unfolds. And so tonight, a new chapter begins. A small and stately story of unity, diversity, and generosity. Shared and written together, here it is, the last 8 years. We opened a choice food pantry. We renovated and rededicated a new Veterans Memorial Park. City Hall was renovated and remodeled. Broadway Avenue was reconstructed. Rockside Road was repaved. Over 150 homes have been demolished. The Libby Road Bridge was replaced. New equipment was purchased for all city playgrounds. Phillips Street and Clemens Street storm and sanitary sewers were replaced. 3 new soccer fields and 1 new football field was constructed. ABC TV's Extreme Home Makeover Home Edition came to Maple Heights. The Maple Heights Mustang football team won a state Division II championship. A new swimming pool was opened. A state-of-the-art dispatch center was opened with neighboring communities. Over $4 million was invested in side street resurfacing. Over $2 million was invested in storm and sanitary sewer replacement. 5 new schools were constructed. A new high school football stadium and all-weather track were built. Lee Road will be reconstructed next year. Libby Road will be repaved next year. The resurgence, and finally, of Southgate USA. I belong to a profession where the emphasis is placed on winning popular support, a majority. From this, the general public is expected to make a judgment. As problems have become more complex, my role as mayor has become enlarged. Not to some, it has become almost too great. Therefore, it is regrettable that the gap between us has been growing. Instead of working together, sometimes clash and discord now characterizes the relations between all of us much of the time. All sides in this struggle, it seems to me, are motivated by feelings of distrust. The mayor, council president, and city council, whose authority rests upon the mandate of the people, is sometimes resentful of the people, who can with dexterity slip from position to position without dragging the anchor of being wrong. Here's an example of the people admit maybe they were wrong. The episode, the passage of banning the traffic cameras by saying I wasn't exactly right. So to the people I offer these words of consolation. Me saying I told you so just doesn't quite cover it, does it? Let me take you back to what I really said. 94% of the citations issued were to non-residents of Maple Heights. We lost over $1.5 million in revenue annually. And now, if you indulge me a little further, I'd like to remind you of a few dire prophecies that haven't quite come true yet. Voters who don't pay attention. Why? Because they usually have a lousy pool of candidates from whom to choose. This is a result of apathy and reflects a lack of civic engagement. Nearly all of the candidates running for president are really, really scary. We have a real problem here. Our society is not creating leaders or statesmen anymore. After all, the Roman Catholic Church is still canonizing at a rapid pace, and the standard for statesmanship is surely lower than that for sainthood. Clearly, there is something wrong in American politics. Every city, in every county, in every state in this country suffers from the belief that only short-term strategy can fix its problems. It resists any efforts of long-term sacrifice while deluding itself with the quaint idea that being American is enough to succeed. Why do we continue to support and elect people who are unwilling to rise above their expectations of their constituents? We need people who will lead us to what Abraham Lincoln in his first inaugural called the better angels of our nature. Even if we can't see the course clearly ourselves, maybe we need leaders who are better than we are. That might require us to admit that we're not as smart as we seem to think we are. My friends, we are not the sum of our possessions. They are not the measure of our lives. In our hearts, we know what matters. We cannot hope only to leave our children a better car or a bigger bank account. We must pass on to them a sense of what it means to be a loyal friend, a loving parent, a citizen who leaves his home, his neighborhood, and city better than they found it. And what do we want our coworkers to say when we're no longer here? That we were more driven to succeed than anyone around us. That's what. We as a people have a new purpose from now on. The newly elected officials coming in have much work to do. They need our help and our prayers. The old solution, the old way, was to believe that public funds could end any problem. But we have learned that this is not so. In our city's case, our funds are low. There is a deficit to bring down. There must be more will than wallet, and will is what is needed. They will now make the hard choices, looking at what they have and allocating it differently. And if that doesn't work, they will do the wisest thing of all. They will turn to the one resource they always have in times of need that always grows: each other. Our people expect their government to find essential agreement on all issues. So in our final relationship, myself and the City Council have on most vital issues cooperated well to serve our city good rather than mere partisanship, and so have assured that the business of the city should go forward. So my official relationship with the council ends in a feeling, on my part, of gratitude that we have been able to do so much together. However, progress for the future must be weighed by a broader consideration: the need to maintain balance between the services and programs we offer as a city, balance between the private and public economy, balance between the revenues and cost of running our city, balance between the clearly necessary and the comfortably desirable, balance between our elected officials' requirements and their duties upon our citizens, and finally, balance between actions of the moment and the welfare of our future. Good judgment seeks balance and progress. Lack of it eventually finds imbalance and frustration. Time, as we peer into our city's future, we, you and I, and our elected officials must avoid the impulse to live only for today. As a soon-to-be private citizen, I shall never cease to do what little I can to help advance our city. So in my last good night to you as your mayor, I thank you again for the many opportunities you have given me. You and I need to be strong in our faith that our city under God will reach new beginnings. May we be ever unwavering in devotion to principle, confident but humble in pursuit of our city's goals. In politics, as in life, things change. And I guess it's time for me to get out of the way and bring in the new. I like Annette Blackwell. I really do. I think she'll do a good job. But most of all, I want to thank you again, the people of Maple Heights, for your support through the years. It just flew by. It really meant a lot to me. It meant everything to me. I've had a great ride. Believe me, and I'm going to miss you. And I've been thinking a lot about change. And I felt maybe it was time for me to make a change too. You will see me again. And you will read my name again. So long, farewell, au revoir. See you when the clouds come home. Thank you.
Moving on to the council reports. Bill Brownlee, District 5.
Good evening. I don't think our system's working anymore.
This side went out, yeah.
Oh, that side's on. Good evening, everyone. As we're all aware, this is the last night for many of us. And we have given a lot of our time, our effort, and our heart to the community of Maple Heights. There's something that we can be very thankful for, maybe a small thing, but the wonderful weather has not just been great for each of us to enjoy a little bit of an extended autumn, but it also saves our city money, because we don't have to be salting the streets or plowing the snow or taking care of the equipment that it inevitably breaks whenever you do such things. So we can be thankful to God for His blessing in that, and it looks like we might even be barbecuing on Christmas, I don't know. We had an interesting week, my wife and I. We had a bike stolen a couple weeks back, but this Friday, my wife goes out to come to the library right here. We live just across the street here. And she steps out the door and notices something just doesn't look right. And it dawns on her, where is our other car? Turned out, our car had been stolen in the middle of the night, right out of her driveway. Can you believe that? Right out of her driveway. We ended up recovering it. The City of Cleveland police found it later that afternoon, and they told us we could come pick it up. You just need a screwdriver. That's how you start it now. Because when they punch out the ignition, then you use a screwdriver to turn the ignition after that. So we went down to Lot 6 to pick up our vehicle, and lo and behold, we got to pay to get our own vehicle back out of the impound lot. To add insult to injury, but you know, these things happen. We were shocked, because who was going to think that your own car will be stolen out of your driveway right next to your house? But it can't happen. We didn't hear anything. They pried the window open because the door was locked, and they unlocked it. So it is good to be mindful of what's going on, because you might hear a dog barking and think nothing of it. You might hear a sound outside and think nothing of it. But as the chief said earlier, 'tis the season. It really truly is. So let's pay attention to what's going on out there. If you hear or see something, say something. Check into it. You might never guess what you'll be intervening in. The 2016 budget is being worked on currently. We had a budget hearing a week ago regarding the 2016 budget, and there's something that everyone should be aware of that's missing from the budget, and it's the mechanics who work in our service department. Funding for them is completely missing from the budget. It has been thought by certain individuals in the administration that would be a good idea, that we should send out this work to other agencies. It's just not true. That's not a good idea. Because when it does start snowing, those snow plows start hitting the road, and what inevitably happens to a snow plow? It breaks. It happens all the time. A piece of the plow will crack, or one of the guards on the bottom of the plow might break off and need replaced, or simply they wear down and need replaced. We can't be sending this equipment out every time we need something fixed, repaired, or maintained. This is something that really needs to change, or 2016 will not go well. This will never in any way save money. We have a mechanic who's been here for 30 years, understands all of the equipment, and we need to keep him and at least any mechanic here to work on our equipment if we want things like snow plowing done in a timely and efficient manner. These past 2 years have been quite a learning experience. Those of us who have come to most or many of the council meetings over the past 2 years have noticed that there's been a lot of adversity. There's been a lot of angst. And that has been a good thing in many ways. I know for myself it has caused me to do more research than I maybe would have done. To strive to understand things better than I would have done had there not been that adversity, if there had not been opposition, if there had not been difficulty. For myself, it's been good. I think also for City Council and for the city at large, city government, has been good as well, because that challenge has caused us to check, are we doing things properly? We are now keeping minutes from meetings that we weren't. We're keeping more efficient or more comprehensive minutes from meetings than we were. This adversity has brought a lot of good. Public records requests are being fulfilled in a more timely manner now. These are good things. Our community, when someone comes from the community requesting information or wanting to know how to participate, they should have every opportunity to do so. And after these 2 years, we can truly say that any concerned individual in our community can come forward and have an easier, a better time working with city government because of those things. So adversity has been difficult, but I think it has provided us some benefits as well. It's been an interesting experience for me and my wife and my friends. And I thank all of you, even those with whom I didn't get along, because of the learning experience that it's been for me. And I truly wish you the best in the future, the current or the oncoming administration and other elected officials. There is a lot to be learned and many challenges to be overcome. And I pray that you have Godspeed in that. With that, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. May God bless us here in Maple Heights, and may we enjoy 2016 in a new way.